Hey everyone, welcome back to another Stock Market Open live stream. Well, we've got some red, and that's probably because I bought some stocks yesterday or increased exposure to some stocks, even added some new positions. So sorry, but yeah, I guess you're welcome for a buying opportunity, maybe. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the things that are moving on. A lot of this is, geopolitical drama thanks to Russia. And these tensions are probably going to escalate over the next 2 months. Usually, geopolitical issues are a buy the dip opportunity. Not always, but they can be a buy the dip opportunity. I think they usually create short-term dips in markets, even when you have unfortunate scenarios like the invasion of Ukraine, right? Markets dip for a little bit, not long. Anyway, always a big fan, though, of finding some lower valuation stocks. And right now, what I'm watching is, first of all, the QZDs. We're down about 59 basis points. We did finally break that losing streak, which is great. What's also fascinating is that Bitcoin's really been holding on. You've got Ethereum at 3,000, just over 3,000. And look at this. Bitcoin just does not care at all about Russia or what's going on, which is really interesting because usually we look at Bitcoin as a risk asset. You've got a little bit of excitement in the bond market. People are buying bonds. It's sort of a flight to safety. 10 years down to about 4.36. If we look at the 2-year, just to see what the inversion there is, the 2 is sitting at about 4.25. So we're about 11 basis points uninverted there. You've got at the moment this still this thesis that TLT really is creating a floor here. No guarantees. I mean, obviously, if we create some kind of or get some kind of bad inflationary reading over the next few months, you're really just going to end up seeing some sort of massive run to 5% on treasuries on like the 10-year, and then you'll see this TLT position, a 10-year ETF. You'll see that go down even lower towards your second wave of inflation days, somewhere around that 85 level potentially, maybe even as low as the Bill Ackman 79. That's probably your longer run floor. So if you do buy at 90, I think you do have downside all the way to about $79 as a worst case scenario, in my opinion. That would leave you down about 12%, obviously more if you have options. But so far, I think these lines could end up proving to be pretty strong, especially if we at the same time get some more of these geopolitical risks that pop off. Yeah, so Palantir is continuing its sort of momentum to the downside. This is not ideal for Palantir, mostly because Palantir it's so highly valued. Even at $43, it's highly valued, but it's certainly a lot more reasonable than in the 60s. And following the sort of board member, killing of the momentum, it's likely you're going to see profit taking between here and $43. So I do expect further downside for Palantir. I'm not saying anything bad about the company. I love the company. I'm just saying if you own it, personally, I might consider selling some calls. Obviously not personalized advice. I don't know what your situation is, but let me see here. Volatility on Palantir right now is pretty high, mid to high. And so if I go in here and look at yesterday's pricing for selling some calls for, let's go with January. If I go sell a $60 call, I'm getting 10% on my money. That's not bad. I'd take 10%. Of course, the downside is, there's a chance you're going to fall way more than 10%. And then you're holding the bag. But that's only if you really don't want to sell and take profits and you don't mind diamond handing, so to speak. So I do also think that Enphase is starting to hit a floor around the 60 level. I think Tesla is probably going to go back to 318, which that range under 318 could be a nice buy the dip opportunity. If we lose 295, if we lose 318 and we don't recover to it, you go to 295. You lose that, you go to 240. That could totally happen, especially if we, trend towards the recession that I think we're going towards, though we'll see. I think one, again, the best hedges for that is a long position on bonds, but so far that it's too near term to really declare that a winner or a loser. It's certainly been a loser since September. Let's just be clear about that. It's been a horrible idea to hold bonds since September, but going forward, it continues to look increasingly desirable. But anyway. So Robinhood sitting now. Oh yeah, look at this. Robinhood sitting right at my 35.24 line. And this is insane, the run that you're getting just on MicroStrategy. It keeps going. I do fear, and I'm not trying to say this to be like anti-Michael Saylor or whatever, but I feel like if you have a risk off period because of recession or whatever, MicroStrategy is it could be in a precarious spot. Let's see how much debt they've taken on to buy Bitcoin. MicroStrategy Investor Relations. Let's see what we got here. What do I think about Affirm? Dude, I would not touch Affirm right now. Especially potentially going into a recession. But then again, I like, it's crazy. I opened up an old stock account I have somewhere just to look, and I still have some Affirm in there. And I mean, it's done fantastically, over the past few months. So I'm kind of like tempted. Well, I probably just that account that I've left over there, I'm probably just gonna leave it because I think it's kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, I just want to be clear about that. I didn't even realize I had that account. And I'm kind of like, oh, that's cool. That'll buy me some Cybertrucks if I want. But I already have one. So, okay, let's go into presentation. I want their SEC filings. 10K, 8K. No SEC filing yet because we did just announce earnings. So, unfortunate. Announces third quarter results. Here we go. Okay. Where are the financial tables? All right, this is ridiculous. Let me go to sec.gov and find them. Search. What do we got? MSTR. Microstrategy. Oh, all the debt is a lot of it is convertible. Well, but if the share price falls substantially, it's just not going to convert. So we have to see what the deadlines are. Okay. Open filing. Let me see what they have here. Kind of curious about this. So this is going to be a MicroStrategy, and I can get it to load. And we're just going to quickly look at their balance sheet. All right. So I've got, let's see, assets. Most of the assets, $7 billion in Bitcoin. It's crazy. It's almost all, and then you have deferred taxes. Fine. So you got 6.9 billion in Bitcoin. That's hilarious. And then you've got long-term debt. Are these the convertibles? 4.2 billion. So this company goes upside down if Bitcoin goes down, 42 divided by 69. If Bitcoin goes down 39%, MicroStrategy is upside down. Okay, so think about that for a moment. Like, let's just write that down before the bell here. If Bitcoin falls 39%, MSTR is upside down. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. Sure. And that's as of Oct 31. Now, in fairness, that's as of October 31. So Bitcoin has gone up since then. So they have more of an insulated blanket. October 31, we were like 20K cheaper, So that's when Bitcoin was 69K. when BTC was 69K. So 69K times, what did I say? 39% times 0.61. Bitcoin sub 42K equals MSTR underwater, and convertibles won't convert / will require refinancing depending on how long the correction lasts. All right. Now, Bitcoin 42 would actually represent a decline of 54% decline required from 91K, basically. So really good insulation, but certainly a risk in a recession. All right. Kind of interesting, right? All right. Somebody says Bitcoin's going up forever. Relax. Okay. Okay, dude. And I don't have to be considered anti-Bitcoin to say that is delusional, but I have a feeling you're just being facetious.
You also liked Home Depot coming out of the quarter. That stock was also down.
Right, but that was an opportunity because they have much more the professional than the do-it-yourself, which is a very, very tough business right now. And I didn't think that there was offered a lot of hope that we could get out of this jam in terms of the person who do-it-yourself who wants to spend money. Home Depot doesn't have the problem, so Home Depot is their descendants right now. It's their time. It's their time. David, it's their time.
Let's get the opening bell here in the CNBC Real-Time Exchange with the big boards. It is Grantham Mayo Von Otterloo, GMO, celebrating the one-year anniversary of its ETF at the NASDAQ. Vico Instruments, a NASDAQ-listed company that designs and builds the processing systems used.
Very cool. Not really. Who cares? All right, let's see what's going on here. Ubiquity. Oh, Ubiquity started. The downtrend has really continued, or started, I will say. So watch Ubiquity. It trimmed a little bit of exposure to Ubiquity yesterday because it's like this has just become excessive at this point. Now, don't get me wrong. I like the tendies, but Affirm's down about 3%. TL Tizzle is up 70 bips. Super Micro's up 24. Palantir. Oh, you're actually trying to recover a little bit on Palantir. Look at that. Now, all-in call options. Is that what I heard? Oh. All right. Let's see here. Okay. What is this? Oh, yeah. Okay. Remember, folks, if you want to sign up for the alpha report where you can get my alpha every day, make sure to go to meetkevin.com/alpha. Provide a lot of insight in there, volatility, trade ideas. Check that out. meetkevin.com/alpha. You get that texted or emailed to you. All right. Looks like we've got a somewhat bullish open here. I almost see it as sort of like a buy the dip open. And you've got, look, let's see here. Lyft, though. Lyft keeps falling. Bitcoin's trying to get back to 92. Apple's just been range bound for a bit, but it's doing well. 31 Ethereum. Nvidia's up 1 and a bit. Affirm's recovering. Supermicro is still sitting around 22-ish%. One of the reasons, by the way, you see this up is because of the NASDAQ plan and auditor plan. I actually think the valuation is extremely cheap on that. I talked about that a bit as well in the I over the last few days I've been talking about it. Probably even over the last week I've been talking about it in the alpha reports, including this morning. Like even last week, I'm like the fears on Supermicro are overblown when it was like $18. So make sure you're part of those alpha reports. Even if you don't like me or you want to inverse trade me, it's the perfect way to see some of my ideas. Someone here says you saw a headline that Ukraine's firing long-range missiles. Yes, they are. They fired approximately 6 per Russia this morning. Part of the ACAT system. That's the Army Tactical Missile System. They blew up a munitions depot about 150 miles outside of Ukraine in Russia. Now, Russia already knows this. You know, they've positioned some of their strategic assets further away. So we'll see. We shall see. All right, what else here? So we've got Apple just went flattish, and then you've got, oops, there we go. Didn't do that. Is Walmart running? Yeah, a lot of people are talking about Walmart this morning. I saw a lot of talk about Walmart. Just this idea of like, oh, it's the recession play. You know, buy Walmart in a recession. I'm like, I mean, I get it. It's sort of like a McDonald's, but even in a deep recession, Walmart, McDonald's will still get hit too. So, but let's take a look at what's happening here. Okay, let's go. Nick, that was when it was like $30. In fact, if you go back and watch my videos on Supermicro, I said I thought the book value was around $10. And once it starts getting closer to like 2 book, it seems like you're getting inventory for free. So it depends where, and you could look at the seeking out or the what is it called? The alpha reports I do in the morning. You can see where I analyzed the book value and made it more. I made my position pretty clear. Okay, where is Walmart? Let me pull Walmart earnings really quickly. Yeah, I texted that alpha report this morning at 6:15. Sometimes I'll even it's rare, but sometimes I get bored, and I'll open it up and I'll see what some of y'all are saying, and I can actually reply to you pretty easily. Let's see, who do we got here? You've got Wilson replying to you. Thank you. It says, Kevin, Cybertruck looks very cool. Been watching you since 2019 Tesla days. That's awesome. Somebody else says, Ben says, I encourage you to pursue flying. I fly a Cirrus SR22. Let's go. You get the fire emoji. Why are 20-year bonds better than 30-year bonds? 20-year bond ETF and option chain substantially more liquid. Period. Otherwise, I would probably pick 30 as well for myself. Boom. See, look at that. I could text with y'all. How cool is that? All right. So what else do we have here? So somebody says DJT is getting pounded. Okay, let's see what we got. DJ Tizzle. Well, I mean, you had a 16% run up yesterday after the back partnership. So you're going to get a little bit of a give back here. That's very normal. Walmart. Okay, so Walmart's earnings. That's what we're talking about today. Walmart annual outlook beat. Annual outlook beats with earnings. We got Q3 comp sales ex gas up 5.5% versus 3.8%. Fiscal year EPS guide was 2.445. Roughly in line with 2.45 expected. All right. So nothing changed on EPS guide. It was really just the comp sales beat. And the fiscal year net sales guided at 4.95% midpoint. Year-over-year midpoint. Oh, DJT's jumping now. And yeah, it's kind of, yeah, I personally, I get it why people buy Walmart. It's done extremely well. And B, it makes sort of logical sense. I do think that some of the valuation is getting a little ahead of itself. But then again, I haven't run the valuation in a while. Let's do it really quickly. I mean, I'll just do a quick pegger. Usually I like to, get into cash flows and balance sheet analysis. If I remember correctly, Walmart has a lot of debt, but I could be wrong about that too. 10.87, 11, 12, 13.43, 7.57 divided by 4. 13% average growth. This is an 86.66 stock divided by 245 divided by 13. Bro, Walmart's selling for a 2.7 peg. Today's figures, and 13% growth over the next 4 years. It's expensive for Walmart, you know. That to me suggests this has almost been a fully priced company here. It's just crazy, straight up and to the right. I mean, I don't blame it. It's impressive. And again, it makes logical sense. Anyway, Ethereum's moving. You've got, what else do you have here? DJ. Oh, you had a buy there for a second. Okay, let's see some larger movers. Lemonade. Wow, pops up again, another 9.59%. This stock is up quite a. I mean, they're still losing money like crazy, but you know they doubled in the last like 2 weeks. It's just crazy for a money losing company. The danger here is, I think it's actually very dangerous. So I'm going to write this down. Lemonade danger. Okay. Lemonade stock, and I don't think they reported anything in the way of like new earnings that suggests they're going to be profitable. But let's check that really quickly first. Lemonade still sees loss, gap profit far off. Yeah, no. Lemonade stock has doubled in last 2 weeks. And then I'm just going to write IMO. This is a sign of small cap risk on-ism and not to be confused with anything fundamental. Risk of downside is massive here. Company is not expected to be profitable anytime soon, with progress towards profit extremely slow. Now, we analyzed them. You know, we looked at it all. But this is very common. You get this sort of enthusiasm. HIMS is moving right now. Nvidia is moving right now. It's funny. This morning in the alpha report, I said, you know, mood today starts bearish by the dip. By the dip opportunity. That seems to be exactly what's going on right now. Yeah. It's roughly what we're seeing. All right. Let's see here. Am I going to buy MicroStrategy? No. Leveraged exposure on a risk asset? No, thank you. Oh, you're able to get the alpha report in Denmark? That's awesome. Great. Year's almost over. It is almost over. Oh, somebody says net. I see. Any tizzles? Ooh, $93. Look at that. This is. Oh, look at that. That's a reverse Nike right there. Swoosh. But kind of interesting. All right. Let's see here. What else we got? Can you make the alpha report available for non-US people? It is. If you look under the yellow bar, there's an international section. Yeah. It's not for only the US. Yep. Just click the little gray bar under that. Tesla rally on Kevin's Cybertruck. Let's go. I paid full price. Let's go. Let's go. Bought the top, baby. Let's go. So, okay. It's actually pretty benign day so far. I mean, this is Tesla. You're in no man's land. I don't know what's going on over here with this 337 obsession, but honestly, I'm starting to think there's a line around here just because look at this consolidate. I mean, like, this is just a bleed. You know, that's like a moving average bleed, I feel like. Yeah, I mean, this is on the 1 hour. So 100 hour, 1 hour, 100 SMA, simple moving average. But that doesn't seem to hold over here. And you just get these sort of bleeds after it runs. Watch the Qs go positive today. Greetings from Germany. Hallo. Wie geht es dir in Deutschland? Das Wunderland. The gummy bears in Germany are so much more delicious than they are in America. And I've always known this since I was a kid. I just never knew the implications of it. But in Germany, they flavor the Haribo, which, by the way, Haribo macht Kinder froh und Erwachsene ebenso. It's their marketing slogan. But anyway, not sponsored. They flavor their gummy bears with fruit. And then here we use like red dye 40 or whatever. And the taste is noticeably different. Noticeably different. Achtung! Does anybody know what the biggest city is in Germany? You see it everywhere when you're on the highway. It's such a large city. They have signs for it everywhere. It's called Ausfahrt. It's crazy. Look it up. Highest population city in Germany. Signs everywhere on the freeways for it. All right, let's see what else is going on here. 92K Bitcoin accomplished. Tesla's about to go green. Come on, bump it. Bump it.
V-shaped recovery. Wedge deal.
All right. So, what else? Qs are just slowly trending up. Personally, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I would, if I was going to go shopping today, I would buy Enphase at $60. But I would balance that with, it's riskier, but I think the risk is overblown at this point. I did a lot more research on it, and that's why I feel that way. That doesn't mean it's good research. It could be trash. Super. Buy it. No guarantees, but just think about this sucker. It's trading for under a 1 peg, down 81% from the peak. It's selling for 8 times earnings. They have enough cash and accounts receivables to pay off all their current and long-term debt, including convertibles. $4 billion in inventory. That's as of May. It's a $12 billion company. So 30% of the company you're buying is inventory. 69% of the revenue is from the US. Their 3-month revenue was like $4 billion, which means they're selling for less than 1-time sales. And it's a water cooler play on AI chips at the same time as Blackwell chips are overheating. With that, with that, I'm going to switch coffee mugs from this. Hell yeah. Now we match. All right. What else? Somebody here says, Enphase is solar. Obama, Biden, gone. Well, see, that's exactly the attitude that I'm buying the opposite of. I'm like, no problem. No problem. I will buy your fear. Same thing with super micro. I will buy your fear. Same thing with bonds. I will buy your fear. Same thing with mortgage companies. I will buy your fear. There is blood in the streets of solar. There's blood in the streets of mortgage companies and bonds. So I will buy. Yes. Super micro is the next Enron. Somebody's been reading too much Twitter. All right, Q's rotating down a little bit now. What else? It's kind of boring. I need some more movement here. Oculos, second day up. You know, you got the. I made a video yesterday about Mr. Wright, the guy who Donnie T appointed with you know, as the energy secretary. You know, I think it's funny when people are telling me in the comments that, you know, Ukraine attacked Russia with long-range missiles. The reason I think it's funny is because I made a video on it this morning, and apparently you haven't seen it. So it's on the main channel. Like 30,000 people have already watched it, and you know, it's 6 a.m. So, yeah. What are my thoughts on defense contractors like LMT? You know, LMT, that's a ticker for Lockheed, right? I think honestly, a lot of them are overpriced just because there have been so many geopolitical issues. Oh, interesting. But you are getting a little bit of it. Yeah, maybe one day I have a hard time analyzing them. I'm just going to be transparent. I don't know the industry so well, but I do know that what they try to do is they try to butter out their revenues. So basically, they don't actually want to expand their supply chain so much that they can clear their backlog, because then if conflict stops, they have all of these empty factories. So they kind of need slow wars, not rapid wars, kind of like what you've seen in Israel and Ukraine. And it gives them time to manufacture more bombs without overbuilding their supply chains. Imagine having to build a like, I'm just going to make an extreme example, okay? Let's say you're going to build a factory because tomorrow you need to deliver 1 million bullets. So you build a factory that produces 1 million bullets a day. Massive factory. And, you know, then Uncle Sam comes over and says, give me 1 million bullets. You're like, here you go. Great, thanks. US goes and finishes their conflict. And then all of a sudden you're standing there with 1 million, you know, a million capacity per day for bullets. And you're like, well, now what do I do? US, you want some more bullets? Nah, bro, we good. Finish the war. Okay. Well, now think about it this way. Hey, Uncle Sam, understand you got some problems. How about I give you 50 bullets a day as opposed to, you know, or 50,000 bullets a day as opposed to 1 million a day, right? The US is like, bro, we need you to step it up. We need more bullets. We got to fight this war. And then you're the company. You're like, we will work on expanding our capacity, especially if you could give us some more subsidies. In the meantime, here's your 50,000 bullets a day. And the war goes a lot slower. And then, wow, Uncle Sam shows up every freaking day to buy some more bullets because the war keeps going on because you didn't give him enough bullets on day one. Now you literally have a built-in customer for a lot longer period of time, and you don't have a factory that's stale. So this is why these defense contractors in part have these really long supply chains. Their backlog for even new fighter jets is like 3-4 years. Because, you know, again, if they supplied everything day one, you could mop up wars so rapidly. And then as soon as the wars are over, what are you going to do with the factory? You're going to go bankrupt. So it's like not in the incentive of the defense contractors at all to overbuild their supply chains, because they're just going to quite literally shoot themselves in the foot. So that to me makes it very difficult to analyze the defense contractors, because I'm trying to, geopolitical issues now. Really, the best time to buy the defense contractors, because they butter out like this, is in times of peace, because they still have the backlog to work through for years. So it's kind of crazy, honestly. You know, it's a little wild. That's all I gotta say. Oh, Tesla
Gain the lead.
Yes,
By the dip.
I think my favorite one has to be this. Oh, -1.
Lost the lead.
Go back up. I said, go back up. It's not working. Whatever. All right. Well, I'm bored. I'm going to go make... Somebody's like, what do you think about Supermicro being a Bitcoin? Nothing. Play a Bitcoin play. I don't... How? Supermicro. Where do you all read this stuff? It's like, are we just like reading different worlds? I don't know where you get this stuff from. Whatever. All right. Come on, Tesla. Okay. What else? Nvidia, bond stable, Enphase still down 2%. You know what that means. Wait a second. Did that work? I don't think that worked. What's going on? Huh?
Wedge deal.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Wow. Spirit Airlines, 73% on getting delisted. Wow. That's crazy. Oh, lemonade. Oh, almost got rejected by my line. That's within 65 cents. Yeah. Super micro. Bump it up. All right. What else? I don't know, folks. You know what we can do is, when do you think Enphase ever recovers? All right, Jake. You know what I have to say to you? This is written for you, sir. See that? That's for you. In fact, no, I was going to write Dear Jake on it, but honestly, if Lauren saw that, she'd think there was a problem. So I'm not going to do that. All right. What else? Q's relaxing now. Okay. What else do we have here? Let's see if I can respond to some more of you out of boredom in the alpha report. Brad, congrats on your first flight yesterday. Thank you. Let's go. Lester made a couple $100 today. Let's go. Oh, 3,500 miles into my walk across America, 80 miles to go. Your live streams have kept me company the entire way. Wow, let's go. That's really cool. Lance says, congrats on the Cybertruck. Thank you. This is kind of fun. Yeah, I mean, this is fair. Steven says, don't take risks in the plane. Stay safe. Absolutely. You gotta respect machinery and the fragility of life. You know, my dad, when I was like a little 7-year-old, he always used to tell me, because he'd take me to the shop because we couldn't afford babysitting or anything. You know, I wasn't a baby, but he wasn't going to leave me alone. So couldn't afford anyone to watch me, and parents just divorced, basically going bankrupt, you know, whatever. It's poverty. So he would take me into the shop, and every so often he'd show me around the tools, and he said the number one reason people get injured in any kind of shop, with machinery or whatever, is they lose respect for the tools. And that's kind of stuck with me forever. Wow. So, all right. What else? So, NVIDIA. It's kind of like everything's a little bored right now. Rocket Lab, I'm actually surprised it's still trying to go positive. Oh, what about Palantir? Oh, wow, same thing. Yeah, it tried recovering too. Surprised you're not spurring more profit taking over there, honestly. What else? Peloton. Peloton's sort of been slow bleeding since earnings. It really ran into earnings and then a little bit afterwards, and then it turned into a little bit of a slow bleed there. ARM, wow. It's like some of these AI plays, you've just gone nowhere. All right. I think it's time to go to the course member live stream. So somebody here says, I got a degree in financial management, Series 766, working on certified financial planner, work in the industry. I can provide value to course members on financial planning. Ooh, that's awesome. Email jobs@meetkevin.com. I'm getting a Cyber Beast this weekend, but it will mainly sit in my shop as I live in northwestern Washington and people have been vandalizing them. So in your situation, what I would highly recommend you do is put branding on your shop. Okay. I want you to brand the Cyber truck. And then I want you to get it vandalized. I mean, not like ask somebody to vandalize it, but like, don't hold back. Drive it. Use it. And then if some scumbag vandalizes it, marketing. And then leave it vandalized. No, don't leave it vandalized. It'll look bad for the marketing. It costs money, but I think it's honestly cheap marketing because depending on how you play it. I don't know. But if it was just going to be just leave it in the shop and I was afraid to take it out, I wouldn't buy it. So let me put it that way. Either I have the balls to take it out, or I don't buy it. That's the way I'd look at it. Remember, always use more right rudder. Ooh, thank you. F that, barrel rolls. Nah, man. I don't want to do any of that stuff. All right. Okay. All right. Well, this is entertaining. Not really, actually. Everything's kind of like mostly sideways. I need some action. It ain't happening in the stock market. Oh, Tesla just popped, though. Let's go. Green candle to the moon. All right. Let's go do some fundamental analysis in the course member live stream. Really sexy stuff. All right. Have fun out there. Bye.